So now that we've completed a number of side quests and got all of the tall necks, I think it's finally time that we hit up Sunfall. Starting by one of the last tall necks we got, Sunfall is actually not too far from here. It's really at the northern edge of this desert area. You know, just coming through. It seems like they were getting into a fight with a bunch of machines, so they weren't really concerned about me completely mowing someone down like that. But we've got places to be. There also seem to be a ton of machine sites right around the entrance to the city, so that's a little strange.
Sunfall. The Mad King Duran's summer palace. A bulwark of Carja might against the howling Forbidden West.
Thanks for the history lesson.
But they have no idea what lies beneath. We will learn much from this Aloy.
That's what I'm hoping.
Capable of abandoning us like this.
Now, because a lot of the Shadow Carja were just kind of up and moved without their consent during the whole uprising and kind of internal civil war, there's an entire refugee camp outside of the main city that houses most of the servants or just people caught up in the whole transition.
Another daybreak.
She's very pale. Is she unwell?
Yes. She's a fighter, but the fever on her won't lift. It only burns hotter. Her name is Shiana, my sister.
Isn't there anyone in Sunfall who can help?
We're refugees. We know our place. And there's only one healer in the territory. He's difficult. His soul is in Shadow.
His soul is in Shadow.
Galiv. That's him. He's very clever, but he has little care for people. Perhaps the desert scoured it all away. Perhaps he was always like that. Either way, I know he won't help us.
Well, I'll see about that. Where would I find him?
Last I heard, he was patching up soldiers at Blazon Arch. Another border battle. Shh. I'll keep the moon from your brow.
So this is one little mini side quest that we won't deal with quite yet. We'll get to it very shortly, but not necessarily in this video. For now, we have to explore Sunfall and see how we can get to the secret old world ruin. So, unsurprisingly, Sunfall looks a lot like Meridian. I mean, it was built by the same people. There's just one notable difference.
The submarine. Proud tradition of the Carja.
It's not like a Meridian. At least.
Give them time. I'm sure they'll hesitate.
So I don't think anything actually happens if you stay here long enough. I think all of the three people and the behemoth are pretty much invincible down there. So they're just gonna keep on fighting. Well, I say fighting, but I'm pretty sure the behemoth is just gonna keep trouncing them.
Now we get to see if your attack on their focus network was entirely successful.
What are you talking about? Did I crash the network or not?
In theory, all should be well. Success. Welcome to the Citadel, Aloy. I'll check back with you in a moment. In the meantime, circulate.
Yeah, so I guess we were just successful since no one is trying to kill us right now.
Outlanders, if you want to hear about today's bounties, head for the throne room. You're not going to make any shards by standing out here. Filthy mercenary.
Who does Avad think he's fooling?
I'll
with
take
this
the
ceasefire
shards,
nonsense?
even if it means having to
Nothing
listen to
is
Bahavas.
forgiven.
I hear the Shadow Carja are looking for one of their own. Should pay well.
Well, I'm not really sure what's going on, but this seems pretty interesting. Looks like there are bounty hunters from all of the tribes here.
Appearances are a blessing. It's the sun drawing the faithful out of misery.
By the glory of the sun revealed. Behold, radiant Edaman, the one true Sun King, the light in shadow, whose will is light and whose light is law!
I command Lucius Bahavas to speak in my behalf.
By the will of radiant Edaman does the sun glare down mercilessly upon the traitor Uthid. To the hunter who brings his head to us shall go a bounty of 500 shards.
More prisoners than royalty, don't you think? Love your hair.
Not only did the wretch conspire to
You and I need to chat, little huntress. The green tent down in Shadowside. I'll be waiting.
Kind of busy.
And in doing so, demonstrated wanton disregard for the safety
We both know
of
you're
the
no killer for
king's
hire.
subjects.
Uthid is innocent. So come see me while there's still time to save him.
So, the way in I spoke of is right behind you.
You've got to be kidding.
Not at all. And you needn't worry about the Kestrels. They'll be too busy acting important to pay attention to you.
First time in the Citadel, gotta see the sun ring from on high.
But the Kestrels.
Ah, they want us to see this, boy.
Whenever
It
someone
makes
says the
quite
word
an impression.
ceasefire, I hear delaying the inevitable.
I mean, we already got a view of the sun ring, but that was from some ledge somewhere. So let's see it from the stands.
The balustrade. It's a short drop from there.
So that's actually the way we need to go for the story. But we kind of just got swept up in another thing.
If you're gonna watch some slaughter, this is the place to do it.
I don't like heights.
You worry me, boy. You worry me.
Well, these two seem like interesting characters. Just gotta try to not talk to Odin.
If you've got a problem with me, talk to Odin. If he can stand his breath.
Another manhunt. How many men and women can one tribe lose? Odin, leader of Odin's marvels. You've a fresh face. When you're less an eye or an ear or two, you'll fit right in. First impressions make the sale, except in this snake pit. They'll take whoever shows up.
This isn't your first job for the Shadow Carja?
Scared of their own shadows, Carja, more like. They spit on me, but the shards are good. Look at those nobles. I say noble, but you can't dress a rat in silk and call it a rat king, can you? Sunfall is a house of clay. If you were to stamp your foot, it would all crumble.
Shouldn't you all be setting out to hunt Uthid?
Have you never done this before? Whoever goes first just leads the others. Just take a load off and avail yourself of some Carja booze until someone sniffs out the trail. Then watch us seek out our prey, straight as a ravager's shot. Zip!
Are you sure you're going to be able to walk in a straight line?
What are you getting at?
Do you think Uthid did what they're accusing him of?
I hope so. It'll make him more dangerous. My advice, it's best not to overthink such things.
Overthink whether he's guilty or innocent?
You let all these thoughts in your head, you'll never make it as a mercenary. Only thing that matters is dead or alive. If they say alive, bring a rag to stuff in its mouth. But these days, no one wants alive.
Farewell, Odin.
Good hunting. If I should have cause to kill you, you won't suffer.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, it's a real great sentiment. Odin and his marvels are just one of the mercenary gangs here, and we can actually talk to the others.
Word is that the Outlanders are only here to weed out traitors. So at least I'm
You're not known to kick Cook's killers. Have any songs been written about you?
Maybe. How about you?
Only laments. We're the enders of songs. Machine spirit or man spark. We stop them all.
Ah, charming.
Warmth is for weakness.
They can call it a ceasefire.
Well, that's the Banuk for you.
Plain and simple.
Nora, you have the mark of a seeker.
It's more complicated than that. I'm an outcast. Like you.
Yes. I am Yun. These are the shunned. We'll take any job, but hunting our hated tribe, that's for free. Keep that in mind.
Why did they cast you out?
Murder. You?
Birth.
Huh.
Were I a gambler, I'd put the lifespan of the ceasefire...
So it looks like it's one mercenary group per tribe is here.
I hunt with Kikuk. Speak with him if you must.
On the old-timers. I heard another...
Another Nora outside the sacred land. Banishment is a bitter draft.
Great. We're hosting savages now.
Well, it sure was nice talking to these crazy people. We're actually going to go head out to Shadowside, which is the name of the refugee camp, and talk to that mysterious lady.
Interesting delicate matters to savages now.
It seems like whatever Uthid did or didn't do, it's going to be a bit of a major thing.
Uthid owes us an explanation.
So we should probably look into it.
Right as a white hawk.
These aren't good. They're necessities. It's a nice idea, but what's the point?
Getting to the old ruins below Sunfall isn't actually like super time sensitive, so it can wait, right? At least just a little bit longer.
The food is from Dowager Queen Nasadi, little ones. Her Highness knows times are hard and helps when she can. Eat. Bring some home for your families, if you have one. I've heard whispers about you. Rides machines, fancy spear, delightful freckles. Some even say you have a conscience. How extraordinary.
Who are you? You're obviously not one of the Shadow Carja.
My name is Vanasha. For now, all you need to know is that I'm a whisper of reason in this howling pit of insanity.
I know how that feels.
I'm sure you do. And so does Uthid. He's a good man, so naturally the Shadow Carja want to murder him. I've done some digging, and I think he's headed for the Green Climb. It won't take those mercenaries long to find him. He could use some help, if you're so inclined.
Stop being evasive and tell me who you really are.
Stop being evasive? You might as well tell me to stop being charming. It's impossible, but I like you. So I'll tell you a secret. I have friends in Meridian, and I like to do favors for them when I can. Uthid might be of use to them, if he survives.
How do you know Uthid is innocent?
I'm excellent at making inquiries. Look, he feeds orphans from his own rations and personally punishes anyone who hurts the old or infirm. The idea that he would try to kill Edelman is ridiculous. He must have found something that can embarrass the priesthood. Otherwise, Bahavas wouldn't risk marking such a well-regarded man for death.
What makes you think he's on the Green Climb?
He knows he'll be pursued, so he needs a hideout that's both familiar and defensible. He once single-handedly held off an entire bandit clan in those foothills. My guess is that he'll fall back on what worked before.
I'll do what I can for Uthid. But what about you?
What about me what?
What will you do while I risk my life?
Useful things, little huntress. Look for 3 dead trees south of Sunfall. They mark the start of the Green Climb. Good luck.
The only thing this ceasefire will accomplish
I'm flattered you want to chat more, but if we're gonna save Uthid, time is short.
I've gotta go.
You really do.
I shudder to think what sort of work the savages have been doing for Bahamut.
So it looks like we're heading out of Sunfall to the Green Climb to try to find Uthid. One weird thing, and I'm not sure if it's necessarily like an old line that they forgot to re-record, but she says that the 3 dead trees are to the south of Sunfall, and they are very specifically not. They are straight to the east, and by a good margin. So if for some reason you have like the little waypoint markers off, you're not going to find it based on her directions. Either way, we're out here into, so far, uncharted territory. We were kind of up this way when we went to Maker's End, but not in this specific part of the region. And uh-oh, if I can hear sound without seeing those alert notifications come up, yup, that means it's a rock breaker. So we're just gonna get out of here, because there is nothing good here. Thankfully, if you run in a straight line directly away from a rock breaker, it has a tough time chasing you. So we're just going to employ that strategy. So here we are, and if you notice the compass at the top, we've been traveling exactly east this entire time.
3 dead trees, just like Vanasha said. Let's see if we came through here. These tracks lead up that rise. Must be the Green Climb.
So it looks like we are on the case of another tracking mission. I mean, clearly, yeah. We are going to be following Uthid's trail all throughout the Green Climb in order to find him.
Track stop here. Time to climb.
But just remember that we are not the only people looking out for Uthid, so I can't imagine it's going to be the smoothest rescue or extraction or talking to Uthid and hoping he just comes with us. So the climbing here can be a little confusing because there isn't necessarily one straight path to the top. It branches out like twice, and although each path will get you to the top, some of them are a lot easier than the others, so we're just gonna take the easy path.
All right, made it. Where did you go, Uthid? Food scraps. I'll bet Uthid stopped to see if he was being followed. He must have kept going. I've got to catch up.
I do like this side quest, just because it's very exploratory. Even if the path is pretty much set for us and all we have to do is follow the purple silhouettes, it's still kind of nice going through the countryside just trying to find someone.
A dead machine. Uthid's been hunting. Everything useful has been stripped. Uthid's been gathering components, probably for ammo. Glintox, looking to scavenge.
So great. Glinthawks, my favorite. So I'm definitely going to be aiming more at their chests just to hit that freeze sack because it eliminates a lot of their more obnoxious attacks. so that should take care of the second one. Yeah, that time was actually pretty good. So you may have noticed that our level is actually getting up there. Right now we're at 42. So before the DLC came out, the maximum level for this game was 50. But with the DLC they upped it to 60 because they give you a couple more perks, but we won't see that until we actually tackle the DLC.
Uthid took down a Ravager. Not an easy kill, but worth it for the parts. Dead Watchers. More scrap for Uthid's stockpile.
The next one doesn't miss.
Uthid?
You're young for a bounty hunter. Or am I old for a soldier?
I'm not here for the price on your head, Uthid. I believe you're innocent.
Innocent? Come on, then. If this is a trick, it's a good one. You've earned your kill.
Well, that was easy.
No tricks. Just talk.
All right. Speak.
I want to know what happened at Sunfall. What really happened.
All right. For weeks, each dawn in the tent city came with a new death. Always in their sleep, no struggle. The old, the infirm, sometimes the young. Those who couldn't fight for the cause. I should have realized then it was a culling.
Who would do such a thing?
They thought it was a curse, an evil spirit. But it was only a man. And a silent poison. It took time to catch him, but we did. We brought him before Bahavas for the sun's judgment.
The High Priest Bahavas? He's the one who put the bounty on you.
Yes. He thanked me for my diligence, then had his guards release the villain. You see? It was he who ordered the culling. Then they turned on us. Should have died with my men, so their loyalty meant something. 20 years I gave to the sun. For what? Malice and murder? As for honor, sacrifice, true sacrifice, the kind priests and rulers know nothing of? It's all a fat joke.
If it's honor you seek, the Sun Carja seem trustworthy. A little stuck up, maybe, but trustworthy.
Those Carja once raided your Nora lands. Raided every land we could reach. It was the Sun's will. I did what I was told. Others did worse. But as their captain, I had...
Uthid, I don't care what you did. I can't absolve you. But the Carja are changing their ways. You could too.
Perhaps. Avad doesn't understand what the Sun demands of its soldiers.
Perhaps he understands it too well.
Now you sound like the blameless Murad.
I can believe you're a good man. But why go with the Shadow Carja in the first place? Why serve them?
Because of Itaman, of course. He was the one true Sun King.
Itaman's just a child.
Yes, an untainted vessel. I believed he was pure. But they used him. Used our faith. I can see that now. No shadows under a noonday sun. Bahavas didn't need to disgrace my name. I did it myself, serving a rotten throne.
I met someone who wants to get you out of this. A woman named Vanasha. But first, we need to get you out of here.
What are you? You look like a hunter. You give orders like a soldier who's been out... Mercenaries. Think they'll all line up to tell me I'm innocent?
Should have stayed on the plains, Carja! The mountains belong to us! Keycook's killers! When we're done with you, you won't even leave an echo!
You didn't make it hard to be followed. Almost as if you wanted to go out in a showdown.
Not much gets by you.
On me!
So we've had the sling before, but that only shoots out frost, bombs. This is the blast sling, which is very specifically for making people explode. The blast sling has two different types of ammo at this point. One is just a sticky bomb that goes off after like 5 seconds, and another one that just explodes upon impact. So we're gonna try to use the explode upon impact one, but some of these guys don't want to come out from hiding.
It's up to you now, man. Rally, we can still finish them.
And since they're so far away, it's a little hard to aim since you have to arc it.
Move in. We'll send the rest as soon as they arrive.
For others, it's a little bit easier, especially when they try to run right up to you. So for all of the guys staying up on that ridge, it's a little hard to hit them, so let's close that gap.
Stay on the move.
And it seems like Uthid here is using some kind of bomb arrow, but there's only this one person left.
Got you now.
That won't be the last of them. Follow me. I've stashed supplies up above. Up and over. Grab what you can while we still have time.
So there is actually a weapon that's hiding around here that is really, really good for this next section. So yeah, there's just a disc launcher, the kind you would get from a Thunderjaw. But apparently I'm not allowed to have it yet.
A robust defense is the most satisfying to break. All right, Marvels. We brought the priest out here, so let's put on a show for him.
I know that, Hood. We've unfinished business, Bahavas and I. This will be difficult. I think you rallied to a lost cause.
I don't intend to die today, Uthid.
I did. But you're starting to change my mind.
She's coming for us.
So now I have to reorient myself to find that disc launcher. So let's see how this goes. Well, it seems like everyone's a little bit too far away, but luckily there are enough people who are just here to try and mess me up in person.
Into the fray!
Not
out.
bad.
To your left!
But my Marvels thrive on adversity. Step it up, boys!
I would have loved to have knocked that person off the zipline, but I really don't have the timing down.
Late to run.
Group large,
So you don't want to use the blast sling too close to where you are, otherwise, you know, you will take a bit of a hit. But it is pretty effective. It looks like the last guy up on the ridge is hiding behind a pretty big stone, so I don't know if I'm quite going to be able to get to him yet. Just come on. There we go.
Press the
Oh no, please no, don't come running towards me. Oh, I guess there's someone else up on the ridge.
That's the last of the marvels.
Bahavas thought he had enough fodder to keep him safe. Now there's hope for justice. Will you come with me?
So normally I would go around looting all these people, but seeing as how they just disappear whenever they feel like it, they must be some like ghost spirits or whatever. So they are very clearly cursed, and I'm gonna leave them alone.
This won't be easy. Bahavas still has his personal guard.
So that's the Asaram and the Banuk taken care of, so I guess it's just the Nora that are left.
Across there and we'll have him.
It's heavy. The world's going white.
I had to come here myself to end your suffering, Uthid, and mine. The Outlanders led us here, and now that they are dead, their price is most affordable. But enough with needles. It's time for blades. Remove them from the sun's sight.
Then we do it the hard way.
Or, you know, the Shadow Carja could also show up. Thankfully, it's just these three heavies, but one of them has a very particular weapon that I would love to use on the others.
Kill a Nora!
But it looks like one guy wants to die before the others, so hey, we'll just grant that request.
The sun sets on your pathetic life.
So the other guy is using a weapon that actually fires corruption ammo, something we have not seen yet, and is very particular to one specific weapon in the game.
Make it hurt.
So if you're wondering what was hurting me there at the end, it turns out that that guy hit me with so much corruption ammo that I actually was starting to take actual damage from it.
Whatever deal you worked out with him, I'll double it. More than double it.
No. I'm tired of this, Bahavas. The lies and the violence and your cheap scented oils. I don't suppose you'd kill yourself.
I had to. I had to. Prune the weak, or all the Carja and Shadow are doomed.
This solves nothing. But may the sun find some worth among your drying bones.
That was quite a fireworks show.
You took your time?
I was busy. What do you think happened to Yun Shund, the other mercenary band? And I had to organize passage to Meridian for a wanted man. Give us a moment, Uthid. Girl talk. You've had quite a day. I never imagined Bahavas would blunder into his own trap. His death opens up wonderful possibilities. Remember Edaman and Nasadi, the Child King and his mother guarded like hostages at Sunfall? With Bahavas gone, no one will be watching them. I want to get them out. And I could use your help.
Kidnapping the Sun King of the Shadow Carja is no small task.
It's not kidnapping. They want to go to Meridian, to safety.
How do you know that?
I've been posing as Nasadi's handmaiden. She's scared. For herself, of course, but mostly for Edaman.
Why do you care what happens to them?
Edaman is the Shadow Carja's figurehead. If he defects, it will remove their last trace of legitimacy. Beyond that, he's just a boy who clings to his mommy. He made a little grazer for me out of matchsticks once. It wasn't very good, but still, nobody ever made anything for me before.
What's going to happen to Uthid now?
Don't worry. You gave him a second life, and I'll put it to good use. He'll be welcomed in Meridian as a military advisor. Hopefully he can help Avad finish the Shadow Carja with as little bloodshed as possible.
What's going to happen at Sunfall now that Bahavas is dead?
Oh, it will be glorious. The priests will panic. There'll be infighting, skullduggery, and backstabbing as they wrangle for power. Best of all, they'll be distracted. Bahavas, your life brought misery, but your death is a flower that blooms in abundance.
What do you need to get Nasadi and Edaman out of Sunfall?
With Bahavas dead, Sunfall is the easy part. I'll handle that. The big fuss will be crossing the border to the Sundom. Find my friend, 3-Toe Huadiv, near the branded shore. I hired his crew to sweep the path, so all you have to do is wait for me.
If this Huadiv has already cleared the area, why do you need me?
Contingencies, little huntress. Something will go wrong, and I need protection I can count on. You.
I'll try not to disappoint.
The Nora said you would help me. Are we bound for Meridian?
Only if you want to go, my dear.
What choice do I have?
None at all. I was just being polite.
What makes you think Avad will welcome me after I served his enemies?
He's a forgiving man. Just smile a lot. You can't smile, can you? No, that's a grimace. Nervous about going to Meridian?
I've been a soldier for 20 years. I do not get nervous.
Not even around a pretty lady?
I will not dignify that with a response.
So the pass we need to get to is actually located right by a bonfire that we've already unlocked. So rather than traveling all the way there, we are just going to fast travel. And based on Huadiv's appearance, I assume everything is going so well.
You're 3-Toe Huadiv, right? Vanasha sent me. What happened?
I got hornswoggled, that's what. Vanasha batted her lashes, wiggled her hips, and promised us treasure. Clear a path for the royals, she said. Sneak past the garrison and skewer a few watches. Hardly a bother. Little did we know there was a damned monstrosity lurking underground. When will I learn not to gawk at skinny girls?
Why do you think Vanasha swindled you?
My crew came to Sunfall because we heard the bounties were fat. She offered us the fattest one of all, enough to retire on. It's my own damned fault for taking the bait. Should have known I'd end up with a rupture in my useful parts.
So Vanasha needed safe passage for Nasadi and Edaman, but it didn't work out?
She made it sound so sweet and easy. Find the best path to the lake, make sure it's safe. What could go wrong? Turns out, a lot. Like bloody murder in the grinding jaws of a heinous death beast.
Something attacked you from underground.
Oh, you picked that up, did you? I wondered why the Shadow Carja didn't pay attention to the pass. Well, they don't need to. A rock-eating demon guards it for them. It tunnels in the dirt, breaks through the earth, and blasts rocks from its stinking face. I barely escaped. My comrades weren't so lucky. I might shed a tear if they weren't all cutthroats and cheaters.
Vanasha will be here soon with Nasadi and Itamen. I've got to destroy that thing in the pass before they arrive.
You're not too bright, are you? Well, we didn't last long against it, but I'll tell you what I know. It has armor everywhere, a little less at the rear. And when it goes underground, it will lose track of you if you're quiet. You might even be able to keep it from going under altogether if you hit its big crooked arms hard enough. That's all I can offer, friend. I promise to look solemn at your funeral before I hit the bar.
So great. It sounds like the machine giving everyone trouble here
No room.
is my favorite type. Oh no, I see you over there. Please don't try to hide from me. Or don't do this either. So rock breakers are still a huge pain in the ass, but with the blast sling, you can tear off its little digging arms really, really easily, it turns out. Just make sure you're at least remotely accurate. And even if you can't completely destroy the digging claws that it has, the blast sling does a ton of damage to its health. Like, we're already at a quarter of its health. That is insane. So I took a few hits there, but overall, this was a really quick fight. A lot quicker than I was anticipating. Still gonna gather some healing stuff before we head back up, because that did cost a lot.
I'll find a use for you.
By the radiant sun, I can't believe it. I thought that evil rock chewer would grind you up. After that miracle, all we can do is wait. Vanasha will be here soon, along with a boat that'll take the royals across the lake.
Ah, little huntress. Glad you accepted my invitation to play bodyguard. Where are your manhood, Eve? It looks like something chewed you up and spat you out.
That's pretty much exactly what happened.
The way is clear. Can we go?
I like how you always cut to the chase. In this case, literally. It won't be long before you're followed. Don't be afraid, Your Radiance. We've got excellent protection. Oh dear, here come the Shadow Carja, and they're very angry with me.
I'll hold them off.
Very noble of you, but when I start a fuss, I like to finish it. Not that your assistant isn't welcome. Huadiv, get Idaman and his mother to the shore. Carefully. So it comes to this. I must say, after 2 years under the heel of these zealots, I'm ready to extract a little blood.
So before we actually get to the fight, we're given a chance to set some traps, which means I need to switch back to the Tripcaster. This canyon is pretty big, but for the most part, this giant rock that I'm attaching all these traps to is sort of where every enemy is going to funnel towards. So just covering all of the paths here.
Are you sure you don't have any traps, little huntress?
I'm pretty sure I am doing exactly what you told me to do.
Take cover up there, behind that rock.
So the enemies won't start actually coming down the canyon until you go and hide, so you have plenty of time to keep setting all of your traps.
Here they are. Let's make it hurt, shall we?
And although I guess they want us to hide, it's much better to watch all of our traps actually go off. Or everyone could just run past everything, that's great.
Die!
Well, that was entertaining, but I suspect we're not done. More of the bastards, get ready.
So the first wave was only 3 cultists. The second wave is just 1 cultist and 2 corrupted watchers. That's not a very impressive force. Okay, I see the problem. Everyone just walked right under the traps.
Well now, seems I worked up a bit of a sweat.
Doing what? Like, Vanasha, in all fairness, what did you actually do?
I don't want to jinx it, but we might be in the clear. A bit late, aren't we, gentlemen?
Sorry, ma'am. The boat's waiting.
Damn, I spoke too soon.
This one's mine. Get to the boat.
You know, this time I think I might be out of my league. If anything happens to her, I will be very cross.
We're not going anywhere.
So the first 2 waves were a little too easy. How about a corrupted Thunderjaw to round things out? So this works just like any other Thunderjaw fight. This machine actually doesn't have any friends to help it out. So all we have to do is disable its weapons and then take care of it. Big machines like this are actually a really good case for the sticky bombs because there is so much to hit, and then you can go run and hide while it just continues to explode.
Alright, new plan.
But I do want to get to one of those disc launchers. Oh no, this is actually bad. Sometimes, though, you just kind of have to take the hit. So there is one more disc launcher we could get, but I want to distract him at least a little bit first. And because it is a corrupted machine, it is also super weak to fire, so it's a really good strategy to start using your fire ammo. So yeah, you gotta watch out for that tail because it is incredibly dangerous. And yup, it is still dangerous. And that'll finish it off. It is always nice though when you get a ton of good rewards for fighting a machine like this. Although it looks like our buddies maybe didn't make it. Oh well. Let's go meet Vanasha and Huadiv down by the boat.
Not exactly a royal barge, is it? Oh well, defectors can't be choosers. Let's get aboard, shall we? You've done a good thing. Maybe even ended a war.
Maybe. But my war just keeps going.
Itamen, my brother, welcome home. You have nothing to fear. You are now under the protection of the Sundom. My protection. As is your mother, she will not be harmed. You have my word, the law of the sun. Aloy, it seems I see your influence everywhere. You've done so much for the Sundom, and it will always be appreciated. You have my thanks. May you walk in the light.
Appalling. I spent 2 years in the Forbidden West setting this up, and the redhead gets all the credit?
I'm still getting paid, right?
You'll be lucky if I let you live. I couldn't have done this without you. When we meet again, I'll give you a proper thanks, I promise.
So that'll do it. Looks like we smuggled royalty right out of Sunfall. But we do have to go back because there was actually a thing we meant to do there. So we'll take care of that next time.